You're listening to Force Majeure, an actual play Star Wars podcast. My name is Adam, and I am your host. And today's episode will be brought to you after this question from our characters.
So we're tapping away at the data slate while Kay stuffs a high explosive into one of his many pouches, and he turns to Roy and says, "Well, that's new. How long's he had that restraining bolt for?"
I think he picked it off me, actually, when I was taken away. I think he's been carrying it since then.
Are you alright with the use of restraining bolts in general?
We just shot a load of people in the back, so, I think what's happening to the droid is actually pretty good in comparison.
Well, he's the only one who had his head chopped off.
Yeah, but this guy's head goes back on. Those guys' heads are still jigsaws.
I see Tyker's swearing, trying to get the power supply attached to the head. That head's not going back on.
I will admit, my morality understanding is finding it a little curious, but as you yourself said, this is a different situation. This is war. So, I guess I'm just learning by example.
Roy, in war, you treat people who aren't armed and who have surrendered fairly and kindly. Alright? As the only one of us who've been in a war, trust me on this. I mean, I didn't really follow that example, but that's beside the point.
You're so funny.
Yeah, I'm hilarious, mate. I'm hilarious. You're a good man. I clang my hand on his shoulder, shake it because of the pain, and still wander off.
Hi, my name's Ed Fortune, and this is Shadows of the Jedi, a Force and Destiny tabletop role-playing game adventure. Hopefully you've been listening to the previous episode, so you have an idea what's going on. And just so you know who the players are, you know who I am. I will be the Dungeon Master, Games Organizer, referee. For some reason, I lost the ability to say R's there, the referee. The person who makes sure that the rules are there and tells the story. Everybody else in the world, all of that. I've gone on too long with this sentence. And now I need Adam to introduce himself so you know what his voice sounds like. Adam, what are you playing? Please stay with me from this stream of consciousness.
Hello, I'm Adam, and I'm playing Tyker's Bar, a Basilisk Guardian Armourer and War Leader. My emotional strength is my bravery, and my emotional weakness is my recklessness.
Hi, I'm Ross. I play Dr. Smex Karamdanawa, a Syrian consular healer whose emotional strength is his compassion, whose weakness is his obstinacy, and I like that the rules are there. Not necessarily being followed, but they're there.
Hi, I'm playing Kaelan Dyrain. I'm Mikey. I have a specialisation in Starfighter Ace and Atira Striker. My emotional weakness is my hatred, and my emotional strength is my compassion. And I am very much looking forward to this session because Ed has stopped being able to use the word R, and the Webbles have just arrived.
Hello, I'm Mim. I'm playing Roy, a modified B1 battle droid. He has a career as a hired gun, very nice, with specializations as a bodyguard and a heavy. Oh, and he also has an obligation of 40 to the Bar family.
Previously, you are standing on the foot of the National Park of Syria, of a series of essentially rock formations that when you look at them for even a small moment, you start to see people's faces. It is a beautiful, beautiful place, part of Syria's beating heart, as the players have previously discovered, literally, actually, part of the soul of the planet. Obviously doing what adventuring parties doing, having just committed a massacre, they are now standing at the foot of this mountain upon the news that the planet itself has had enough of imperial occupation, or at least imperial interference on affairs, and the Doc has received a message saying the rebellion has begun as this core world stands up to the Empire and the Senate.
I think what you were saying, Roy, is absolutely right. We need to get this information out, and we need to get it out to the Doc's wives and to people who can use this as soon as possible. But you don't have that kind of transport rig, communications network built into you, and the one that's in the Grebnax is toast. But you know who does have that kind of high-powered communications rig? Everything's pointing back to Kenobi. We know that he was able to speak off-planet to Lord Vader, wherever he might be, We know that he's got the means to get this kind of signal out, and we know where he's going to be. All roads lead to him. And now that, Doc, you were saying your planet started to push back, we've got to get to him as quickly as possible before he can get any kind of signal back out and crush this before it even has a chance to start running.
Yep, we've not got much time.
Right, let's go.
Which way? North? South?
The way he went.
Yep.
Protocol droid. Are you there?
3GO.
Right. Protocol droid, I say to it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here is the map that we have of the base. Where does your master reside? Where are his quarters?
Permission to access the data slit?
Oh, you can't point, you've got no hands. Just describe where it is. There's a map. I don't want you accessing this.
We're keeping you locked down.
Oh, very wise, very well done. I must say, sir, you have the bearing of an Imperial officer.
Weird that. Keep going.
Just scroll a little bit to the left.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, a little. Expand.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, believe the room labelled "Never Enter Ever Again" would be the room that, indeed, is also from the. Where did you get this map? This map is highly irregular.
From the highly irregular shop. Now, come on.
Oh, that is where my master keeps me and recharges me. It's also where he keeps his sensitive equipment and high-powered weaponry.
Fun. Where are the barracks?
Scroll down and
Yep.
to the left.
Mm-hmm.
They are no real barracks. They are sleeping quarters.
Yep. So essentially, I'm going to go through all of this, being very matter of fact, going where are this, where, and what I need to know is where the barracks are, which I've got, where his thing is, and where the command post is, where they all sit around making things happen.
We're looking through the map, and with 3GO arrogantly kind of interpreting.
Yeah, try to trick me every so often. Got you.
You keep trying to. Essentially, they're constantly telling you that this is just a campsite. This is just a party. They're just, the Syrians. They're very proud, but we just want to take some photos, leave nothing but memories.
I don't care what your plan is. I want you to answer my questions.
But eventually tells you that there is essentially informal sleeping quarters. There is a place where people gamble, which you get the feeling is actually the rec room and the rec quarters.
Yep.
And there are a bunch of areas that they are not allowed in, though clearly they've been in, that are command station and communication station is one what appears to be a natural bowl within the cave, and this is a combination of a naturally occurring rock formation and the big square bits are where someone's gone in and cut through the rock.
Got you.
Which is probably, you would guess, not the sort of thing that Syria would be happy about if they knew.
Okay, so we know roughly where that is. I'm going to use my careful planning talent once per session, may introduce a fact into the narrative and go, Roy, I know that when we were coming out here, you got a map of the park downloaded so that you could see where we're going, and because I know that you like these sort of things. Can you project that map that you downloaded onto your display screen and see if we can marry up where we currently are and where this base is on that map so we know which direction to go to get there? Because I think that Kenobi tried to lead, as you said, Kay, lead you away and astray and tire you out. Mm-hmm. There's got to be a quicker route to get there from where we are here because of how quickly they got to here when we tunnelled out.
Yeah, the droid literally said you were supposed to fall into the trap. So
yeah. Now, I don't know whether or not he got guided to where we're coming out by Force Woo or whatever, but they can't be that far away. So, Roy, do you reckon you can triangulate between them?
I'm doing a trial, yeah.
Someone needs to make me a warfare roll. The difficulty would be 3.
it's not me.
I would remind you that you do have force points to spend.
Yes. Are any of us any good at warfare?
No.
I don't have it.
I mean, I've got 4 green, I've got no yellow.
Would we be able to blag maybe education, if anyone has that, since it's map reading?
You would get a slightly different sort of a set of answers, but you could blag education, yeah?
Because all we really need to know is where are we going from here to get to there. So, I mean, if no one has education, then I'll make the doc, because the doc has a much higher intelligence, can make the warfare roll and we can flip on it. But
I've got a roll on education, and I might try and blag a blue dice because it's my home world, and this is our national parks.
I'm okay for education. have a blue die, and also add a setback die.
And I reckon you flip as well, because we've got the light side points
Yeah,
to
go
use.
for it.
It'd be nice to know that the bonus die and the setback die are both blank.
As per tradition,
As per tradition, still 0 blues.
That's a net of 1 advantage.
you keep getting fouled up by the fact that there is a route that seems to be kind of direct, but you don't know where the inn is.
Right.
So the only obvious inn is the almost round, the almost like a good kind of 5-minute walk around the stones to one of the natural cave formation holes. Once you're there, you should be able to navigate fairly quickly to the big chamber, you think.
Can I attempt a force seek roll to try and let the force guide me to where we're supposed to be?
What specific use of the seek power are you going for?
The seek part of it.
Yeah, I want the force to lead the way to something lost or forgotten, like where we're supposed to be. Not sure lost or forgotten really covers either of those things, but
Yes, which is what I mean by my fairly facetious question.
it's lost in that it's here somewhere.
Okay, so help me out here. What are you using the force to click onto in order to make it work? What sort of experience or thread of the force are you trying to make seek work?
I mean, we're looking for a transmission point to get a signal.
No, we're not. We know where that is. That's going to be in his camp. I mean, just the route to the shortcut, perhaps.
Yeah, there is the shortcut. Or
Well, it also says, general location or direction of a person, so you could hunt for Kenobi.
let's do that.
It's kind of the answer I was waiting for. I just needed you to tell me what.
Or the object he knows about. Let's focus on that double-edged lightsaber and go from there.
I mean, you've seen Kenobi a few times, but you've only seen the double-edged lightsaber at a distance.
Yeah, well, we keep calling Kenobi. We actually have a name for him now.
Yes, I know, and I'm not going to stop.
But yeah, that person, the general location or direction of that person.
Make your force seek roll, please.
That's 1 light side and 2 dark side points. I would like to use 1 of each. I think the fact that my world is currently in the midst of revolution is worth the extra strain at this point.
So you try and find balance in the force.
Mm-hmm.
And you have an absolute direction as you connect with the force, and you connect specifically with Argan Sevatem, and there was a familiar tang. You realise it's familiar because it's a smell that, or not a smell, a force flavour that Kay had. It is the smell of Ra is something that you can tap into. That there is a corruption, this tiny taint, this lasting legacy of a shadow left by the Jedi of old that you can tap into, and you have you now realise, oh, there's a bluff. There's literally very close to where you are, where you saw them jump and then vanish. There is a drop on the bluff. There has to be. What some people would call whoops, which is when you look at it dead on it, you can't see it, but if you're there, you can see that it's dropped down. And that would where your entrance would be. And now you look at the map, that makes more sense.
I point to on the map to, I think we're looking here.
The dock basically points to the very top and then all the way down and through.
Okay. Well done, Doc. Let's get going.
Right.
It goes without saying, we are walking into a trap here. He's
Yeah.
had enough of a lead. I mean, the fact that they knew roughly where we're coming out was one thing, but they've had enough of a lead on us that they will be waiting for us. So let's take it slow. Let's take it careful when we get in sight. Use cover as well. Don't give them any open lines of fire, because you've seen what me and Roy can do when we've got open lines of fire. Mm-hmm. So let's play this careful. They might have an E-web or something like that. Who knows what we're going to be walking into.
I'd like to commit one of my force die to use seek and control skills, which basically means I upgrade my vigilance and perception.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm going to take point, and for now I'm going to put my agility up to 6 through my enhanced power.
I'm going to stay close to Tychus.
So you ascend, and you find this bluff, and you realise in the entrance that the platform to take you down is at the bottom. As you look down, it's just a sheer drop.
All right. How far sheer?
130
Gotcha.
foot.
Okay. Well, I've got my grapple. We can use that to belay and lower ourselves down, maybe one by one. I think it's the best thing we're going to have here for the
Yeah, I
moment.
don't have any way of flying down there anymore. Yeah.
No. Okay. I'm going to anchor my ascension line, Ed. I'll go down first.
Are you sure?
Aye.
That could be a trap.
If I go down first, it might be safest.
Aye, but I need to go down first so that the line's there.
How heavy is the line? Can it take both of us?
It can if we're careful. Aye.
All right.
We'll have to go slow. My armor's pretty tough as well, so if the worst happens, Kay...
You're going to need to be covered. It's fine.
Okay. Roy, bring out your long-range gun and cover me from up here. I'll give you and Doc the signal when the line is safe for you to come down, but I'll need to stay at the bottom to anchor it so that you two can make your way down the line. And I think, Ed, we're going to lock in as best we can up here on the end of my ascension line, and then very slowly lower ourselves down the cliff, covered by Roy's big gun.
I've got a quick question I want to cover, and this is slightly retroactive, but given the hard suits we were wearing underground are probably not the best because we don't need to be like sealed against vacuum as such anymore, is it better if I'm switched back to my lab coat because it's less than cumbersome in some ways?
I'm entirely fine with the fact that we've had essentially a show episode in between to have assumed that between shots of the camera that the Doctor has changed. It's a cutscene. It's a scene that was edited out of the show of the Doctor trying on a variety of different outfits to a musical interlude. That's not what happened. He just pulled on a lab coat. Also, your suit was probably not in the best condition given the fact that the vehicle did crash.
I think the suit got damaged as well at some point.
Yeah. Well, no, it got prodded by Roy, so it's got a big patch on it. So
I'm going to assume I switched while I was on the comms channels a little while ago. Sorry, we are grappling down.
yes. So Tychus is going down first. Is that correct?
Yeah, with Kay kind of attached as well, I think.
Yeah, I'm going down no more than 5 feet above him. I want to get down there straight away and be able to defend him if he needs to do him.
How cautious are you being?
Cautious. We know there's going to be a trap here. We are prepared for that, and that's also why we have Roy up on the top because of the two arms that we've built for Roy. One is close up, one is like a more standard blaster, the other one is deliberately a long range rifle for this sort of stuff. So we know there's going to be a trap, and I'd rather take a bit more time to get down safely, even knowing that, than rushing, because that extra 2 minutes is going to be neither here nor there.
Vigilance check, difficulty 2. I'm going to apply 2 blue. You would also normally get a drawback dice, but I'm going to assume that one of your talents nixes that.
I have an enhanced optic suite in my armour that removes setback die to vigilance tests and stuff. Darkness, smoke, environmental stuff that messes with vision.
Yes, so ignore the setback die I'm about to give you, and apply 2 blue. Difficulty is 2 on a vigilance check, please.
Oh, crikey. Okay, so I fail, but I get 6 advantage.
Ooh.
So how about I don't see whatever there is to see. I am far too focused on us not tumbling down this significant height and splatting on the bottom. But those advantages are because I'm doing all of that hard work, and how I imagine we're doing it is I'll go down and then I'm belaying with a different set of ropes, and that's where my focus is. But it means that the rest of the party do see what I miss. I don't see it in time to react, but the rest of the party do. Or else, because I'm taking so much time and concentration, the rest of the party don't need to make any checks to scale down after me.
Bending all the advantages,
Yeah.
you realise the second time as you belay down that the platform stops at points, and that doesn't make any sense because there's only the top, the middle, and the bottom, and you're like, what are these stops for?
Yeah.
And it's the second one that you get to that you realise that it's a checkpoint for thermal detonators that are attached within the brace of the shaft. And you realise that the sequence has already gone. You've already triggered it. So you have to rappel down to the bottom, pull them, and then rappel back up to the top to avoid the explosion. So you realise that the timer has started.
Yeah.
And there's a way through, but you're gonna have to act. So I'll need an athletics, difficulty is only 2, to try and avoid this as a disaster.
Seeing as I'm right behind him, do you also need an athletics from me? And can I argue coordination? Because it seems to be a coordination role.
If Tychus tells you what to do,
Oh, yeah.
you can make the coordination check instead.
Yeah. I'm going to be flipping a destiny point for my athletics. And what's the difficulty, please, Ed?
It is 2. If Kay wants to make a coordination check first,
Yep.
then it can drop down to 1. But Kay's coordination check is 2.
Okay. You're not flipping anything from that?
Ooh, I'm very tempted to flip a dark. I'll flip for a dark side point because this
Makes
is
sense.
fun.
There's explosives around.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm quite good at coordination, even though I don't have much ranks in them. 3 successes, 2 advantage, and 2 light side points.
Nice.
We're going to throw those light side points into advantages and then pass them on the goodies to Adam.
Okay, so it's difficulty 1 check. As essentially the high speed work is being done by Kay, but the technical job of flinging the explosives into the, you know how like there's a bit where the shaft goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So athletics.
1 success, 4 advantage. That is a bit more like it. Thank you very much.
There is a boom. Everyone takes 1 strain, I'm afraid, as your ears take the blast. There is a boom as the shaft goes down, and this string of explosives, it's like he has a theme. This string of explosives falls down and takes out the shaft. There is smoke everywhere, and you have definitely done severe damage to a national monument.
Not my monument.
They've done that. They put the bombs.
Yeah. Another crime to lay at the feet of the Imperials.
Yeah.
But you've cleared the platform.
Cool. When we're at short range from the bottom, I unclip and jump down because I can, and I want to lightsaber and gun out, defending all the corners while Tychus gets down.
Okay.
Not lightsaber ignited, just out. You know. Yeah.
Okay. As you get to the main platform, there is an E-Web blaster. It was set up. It did have someone there. They're not there anymore. Now they are a complete mess.
Now, Kay, was that a moral or an immoral act?
And he gets out a little notepad.
Because I don't know if they were armed. They kind of were armed, but they weren't immediately threatening us. So where does the balance of responsibility lie for their deaths?
Well, I think it was probably the people who set these detonators right next to where
Okay,
these people
okay.
could get killed.
Not on me. There we go. Okay.
It's a health and safety nightmare, Roy.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're just above where they're working. That's insane. And look, no guardrails.
There are no guardrails, but there is like a chain in certain areas, just sectioning off. But you could easily trip over that. It's not very secure. And you find yourself on essentially a dais leading outwards into a path, and this is like a small antechamber area. The map tells you that you are to go straight ahead if you wanted to go to the very good vending machines that's on the right.
Should Roy and I come down first?
I think Kay, having given the all clear for there
Yeah.
not being anything waiting, I anchor in and let the Doc and Roy make their way down my cable.
There is an extremely dead member of the Pike Syndicate.
What's a Pike doing here? The Pikes don't work with Braca.
Whilst the Pikes don't work with Braca, the Pikes clearly do work with the Empire.
Aye, true.
Which means that if we take out the Imperial element here, this will probably fall into infighting.
Aye, buy the planet a little bit more time.
Yeah.
Do we think we're going to be going back up and out this way, or should I retract my cable when they're at the bottom and we can try and steal a ship or something from here to get away?
I would very much like to steal a ship, but I don't want to get rid of our options.
If I disconnect my cable and leave it here so we can climb back up, I don't have any spares.
Take it with you. We can always fire it back up.
That's true. That is
Or
very
find
true.
another way out. Be alright.
Aye. So when the Doc and Roy are both down with Tychus, he sends the signal up to the gripper arm at the top of the cable, gets it to disconnect, and then reels it in, stepping out of the way so it doesn't get hit in the face by it as it falls down.
Okay, are you going through into the next room?
I think so, yeah. What's our marching order here?
I'll go first.
Yeah. Then me, then the Doc, then Roy.
Makes sense.
Okay, as we're going through this base though, be careful, check corners, use cover, they'll be waiting for us, so peer around doors rather than walking in, that sort of stuff. let's play it careful. And I know it's me saying that, and it shouldn't really be the sort of thing that you expect from me, but, like, again, I don't want any of you getting hurt.
Yeah, no worries. Ed, I'm going to drop my agility back down to 5 and do a power roll into Farsight so I can get as much details as I possibly can from when we're going.
Okay.
And everyone within short range of me that does use cover and looks behind, your soak is increased by 1, as long as you're in some form of cover.
Gotcha. Yep, so I ignore the effects of darkness or blindness, see normally up to medium range, allow me to view everything most sentients could not normally see like a well-lit day. So my senses have gone into hyperdrive for the immediate area.
Okay, and I take it you're taking a strategic peek through the door. These are swing doors. These are...
Yep. Swing doors like saloon doors.
No, they're like... They part, essentially. The elevator doors is what I mean. They're like elevator style.
Right.
Slide doors. But they do it in a cool kind of concertina way. So, trying to think of how to do this. Because you're using Farsight, so you're having a sneaky peek before you go into the room, is that right?
It just means that I'm really observant, really. It's not really much other than the fact that I can see in darkness and I can't be blinded because I can sense...
Can I have a vigilance check as you open the door?
Yeah, sure.
Just in case. Everyone might be hitting a vigilance check.
Any
Sure.
advantages for having the Farsight up, or is that taken into account?
Or would it be that it gets rid of setback for environmental reasons? Because I know I have a thing that does similar, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you don't get any setback for environmental reasons, and also I'm going to give you a blue, because the skies are clear for you today.
Cool. 1 success, 2 fret. So you could put some strain on me because I've now tweaked my brain to a point where I can see everything, so I'm a little bit paranoid.
You take 2 strain as a pot shot goes straight past you, and like that would have, had that connected, that would have been the end of your story, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
You whip your head away just in time. However, yeah, that's kind of completely revealed them in rate. And on that one vigilance, you're like, this is a kind of like a cafeteria style area, if you see what I mean. There's a breakout room, and the tables and chairs have been propped up, and there's quite clearly from the seconds that you saw, this is a room that was set up that if anyone came in at force could easily be barricaded.
Cool.
Less barracks and more like a defensive breakout area. So normal use, coffee, combat use, grenades, that sort of a thing.
They're in there. They know we're here. Got to press forward?
Aye.
I'll go first.
Onwards and through, onwards and through.
And that is initiatives, please. Can I have vigilance checks?
I've rolled 1 success and 4 advantage, and I'd like to stop committing that force die now.
1 success and 2 advantage.
Tychus gets a triumph, 2 success and 4 advantage.
Nice.
2 advantage.
Okay, so the defenders get 1 success on their vigilance check, despite having absolutely loads of dice and loads of blue, and being prepared, they get an amazing 1 success.
So is it a minion group that we're facing?
It is a large minion group that you're facing.
Okay.
There's an explosion down the corridor, lads. Get into defensive formation. You know what? No, I want another cup of coffee.
That's 3 player characters, then an NP, then the minion group, then a last player character.
Indeed.
And whoever goes first gets a free manoeuvre from us. I'm tempted, actually, Kay, to let you...
Should we not do battle meditation again?
I would like to do that too.
Yeah, so I think he should go first.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're a well-organised unit.
The important thing is for me to get in before them, because then I can start parrying shots with my lightsaber. But I don't need to get in straight away, you know. So.
Okay. I have rolled 2 light side points and 1 dark side. I'm going to apply both light side points, so that's 2 automatic successes to a number of friendly targets within... number of friendly targets to my presence. So it's all 3 of you can get up to 2 successes before the end of my next turn.
Nice.
Okay, so you're on one side, there is a doorway, and then there is a room. What is your first move?
Well, because the doc has 2 free manoeuvres, effectively, can he use those manoeuvres to pull open the door and hold it open so that we can advance through?
I'm happy for one maneuver to be Star Wars rules door opening.
Yeah.
You can shoot the controls and they'll stay open.
I'm not sure I need to spend the second one. That I'm happy to do that and generally point and go, they're on the left. They're, just generally give the directions that battle meditation has given us.
Yeah. Go, go, go. Roy, cover K.
So who's going through the door first?
Well, I think the plan is for Roy to lay down suppressing fire effectively at the minion group to cover K so that K can then charge in.
Okay, so can I have an attack roll? I'm going to ask again. So Roy is on your side of the door.
Yeah, we're all on our side of the door for the moment. None of us have gone through yet.
Right, okay.
And altogether, I believe that's 2 success and 2 triumph.
Whoa.
So, in order to spend that triumph, would you like to trigger an effect that was intended for the party against the minion group?
Yes, I have no morals. If there's something they were going to do to us, I believe I am entirely entitled to do it exactly back to them.
So you start shooting and then you realise there's a cable you can dislodge. You dislodge the cable. That causes a cluster of stun grenades that were going to hit you as you went through the door. Essentially it spreads across the room and there is a bang and a pop. And those who are not, that you have not shot, are now bleeding from the ears, looking disoriented as at least one Trandoshan just stumbles out, clutching their ears. There is a Chadrafan that has just face planted.
Sorry, can I please ask whether you are armed and dangerous and therefore shootable? I'll give you a minute to answer.
And that's also 12 damage on top of that.
Yeah, I saw
and potentially for a second crit, because you got 2 of them, for the second triumph, you could potentially crit and immediately take out a minion straight off as well.
I mean, if they don't respond that they're not, then I assume I'm probably going to. If it's okay, if there's still a triumph left, can it hang waiting in the air for the end of K's?
I don't need your pity.
It's not pity, but it's the kind of thing where literally if we've wiped out everything in this turn, something good for the group as opposed to something which, we didn't really need it, could be really handy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy with that if Ed is.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. What is it that you want?
It could be that something's on a body or something like that,
So yeah, bank your second triumph.
Yeah.
So who's next? Is it Kate?
I step into the room as casually as one would step into a library. Are there any threats in this room, or is everybody...
There is one threat left, and it is at the back.
Okay.
It is a combat droid
Cool.
with whirring force spikes.
Oh, I'll deal with him. I step into the room to get it to short range. I then do 2 steps and I leap, and I'm going to attack him at... I imagine he's still medium range, right?
You would be at close range as soon as you get into the room. It's doing the full kind of whirring
then.
arms, we meet again, Mr. Kenobi style maneuver.
Slightly different then. As I enter through the door, I leap and I do a hawk bat swoop maneuver to move myself from where I am right into engagement and then give him a good old smacking.
Okay, make your attack roll, please. So you go straight in, so it doesn't get to dodge out the way or hide in the roof, which is what it was planning on doing. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It can run away in a minute, but I want to do some rolling. So that's 6 advantage, 1 dark side.
You've got 2 successes anyway.
I've got 2 successes anyway. Thank you very much, Ross. 2 successes and 6 advantage.
Battle meditation.
Hooray! I did a good thing!
How much damage does that do to my training droid?
It's only 2 successes, so it only does 8 damage because the lightsaber's 6. However, I ignore its armor with breach.
Yeah.
And I'm going to crit it as many times as I can with those advantages.
What's your crit rating?
I can crit it 3 times.
So yeah, crit plus 20.
Just to describe the scene, as we are so far, you open the door, you almost get your head shot off. Roy goes in, sweeps through, shoots a couple of fools in the chest, and then immediately sets off the trap. They all start running around. This droid pops down from the roof, does I don't have any ears, it's fine, kind of maneuver, starts stalking on its mechanical legs towards you, spins round, and you just leap over it and cut into it whilst, and we'll find out what bits explode.
Okay, can you roll me the crit, please, Adam? I can't remember what to do on it.
Agonizing wound. increases the difficulty of all its brawn and agility checks by 1 until the end of the encounter.
Its force spike sparks on and off as it does a sweeping attack. It does lots of cool looking sparks against the ground and like sparks against it parries and it holds its parry, but it cannot get past you. It's your arm, it's your defense, it can't violate, it's trying to hold its own, but it's kind of stuck in its position because if it drops its guard, you're going to kill it. So it's kind of stopping, it's warding, it's like a warding parry, and it's like, where do you go from there?
Well, most of my defense is from my lightsaber, so we're having a bit of a bash out.
It's a clash, essentially. It tries to get some purchase by spinning it round, but that's a terrible idea as it just loses more ground. And I believe it's Tychus to go.
It is. Tychus does not want to open fire because it's a very crowded room, and with Kay being so deeply locked in combat, the odds of accidentally backshooting Kay are a little bit high. Clementine is not a discriminating weapon. So what Tychus does instead is he charges into the room. Clem's still still at ready position in his upper arms. His lower set of hands slip into his pockets and pull on a pair of vibro knucklers for my other manoeuvre, and I'm going to slide past Kay and attempt to punch it in the back of the head.
Okay, make an attack roll, please.
A single success, which is 5 damage, pierce 1.
I mean, add 2 successes.
Oh yeah, 3 successes. Yes, sorry Ross, we're so not used to it. It's such a brand new toy. So yeah, so that's 6 damage, 7 damage, pierce 1 then. Yeah.
To quote someone else who's better at this than I am, how do you want to do this?
So Tychus charges in, Clem up, pulls out these vibro knucklers, slides underneath Kay, who, using his lightsaber, leverages the force pikes up and out, giving Tychus a clear shot. Tychus, having learned how to fight on the streets, lays in with a pair of kidney punches with his vibro knucklers, which, because this is a thin droid and is already damaged, effectively just cut it in half across its spine. It just breaks its spine into 2 places, and it drops the force pikes and collapses the ground in front of Tychus, who kind of... his wattles all engorged with battle rage. He croaks, okay. And then he looks around for his next target.
And the door in front of you hisses open, and there is only smoke and red light ahead. And on that moment, next session, I think, should be quite fun.
Force Majeure is played using the Star Wars Force and Destiny game system by Edge Studios. Our intro music is by the amazing Sly Fox Audio. Check out more of her work at soundcloud.com/SlyFoxAudio. Our outro music is Suburban Outlaw instrumental version by Forget the Whale, used with gratitude under a Creative Commons license. Many of the sound effects and soundscapes are created using Sirenscape, because epic games need epic sounds. If you're enjoying the show and want to support us, there's 3 ways you can do that. The first is by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/ForceMajeurePod, where for as little as $1 a month you get access to outtakes, adverts, various other stuff, and my fortnightly ramblings. You can drop us a coffee at ko-fi.com/ForceMajeurePod, or you can leave us a rating and review wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to interact with us, there's a few ways you can do that. We are on the social medias, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter as @ForceMajeurePod, and we're over on Mastodon as @ForceMajeurePod at dice.can. You can also join our Discord, link in the show notes. Thank you very much for listening and being with us as we tell these stories. We hope you are having fun, and we will see you next time.